I've got my defrosted blueberries and defrosted strawberries, and that's the kefir that I made last night. There's a couple of containers to put it into. There's my bowl and there's my sieve. So the kefir goes into the sieve. That's 1 litre of milk, and there's some grains in the bottom there, so they come out there. And then I use the spatula to pass it through the sieve. You only need about a tablespoon of grains for a litre, so that's about double too much. So I can put some of that aside, or just pop it back in and it'll be a really fast mix tomorrow. I'll put about that much kefir grains back into that jar there, and these ones here you could save and put into here in a bit of milk. But I've already done one here. So there's some grains sitting in some milk I got from my sister. So there's no need. So that there, I will actually just eat them and they'll go into a smoothie or something like that. So basically with this kefir jar here, I'm just going to wipe the top of it. I use a bit of toilet paper because it's pretty clean paper there, like so. And I'll take a litre of organic light milk and I'll put that in there. And because I want to fill that up, what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of my full cream that I use to store the grains in, and I'll just top it up to the line there with the full cream milk because it adds to it a bit. And that's that. Lid goes on that. That's got to sit at around 26, 28 degrees. I put it into my hot water cupboard in here. It goes, and I've got kombucha in there too, so that stays just below 30 degrees. But if you have to leave it on the bench, you just leave it on the bench. It's fine. Yeah, so now I'm just going to put my raspberries in there, and I'll put my blueberries in there. And this is the second ferment stage, and what's going to happen is this kefir's going in there, and then the sugars, the bacteria are going to eat the sugars off of there, so that's all really good and helpful. So this here, I'll just go in with that, and in with that. With that, so that's those done there. I'll just give them a stir, and now they're going to go into the cupboard or just sit around it between 25 and 28 odd degrees for another maybe 6 hours or so, but you can have it just like this. There's another way of making it where you let it basically over ferment and you get more of a cottage cheese flavour, but you get a really strong yogurt like texture, so that's good. So I'll do that with the next lot. So there's the second ferment. That's tomorrow's kefir. That's the blueberry and that's the raspberry. So I'll come back late this afternoon and show you what that looks like. It was 11 AM when I put the kefir into the cupboard, so It's about 6:30 p.m. now, so I'm going to check out and see what I've got. Temperature in there is 30 degrees. $29, so that's good. And you can see that the kefir's aerated and dropped some whey out of the bottom of it. But basically, that's its second ferment done there. And you could drain the whey or just mix it back in. If you drain the whey, you'll get a much thicker product. Now one of that's raspberry and one of that's blueberry. I'd say this is the blueberry and that's the raspberry. So I'll mix it up and that'll be finished. So they're quite stiff on the top, like that. But as soon as I mix it, it'll go runny. You can see the aeration caused by the yeasts and the bacteria. Right, so I've got raspberry and blueberry, and I'm just going to mix the whey back into the curds like that, and you'll see that it's very bubbly from the aeration. You can leave it longer. You can separate the whey out if you want, and here's the blueberry one if you want to do that. But that's more of a running style of drink, isn't it? And basically they'll go into the fridge. The next one that I'll do tomorrow, which is the one that I put in the cupboard, I'm going to let it over ferment so it gets a lot more whey, and I'll make it thick. So when that's done tomorrow, we'll have a look at that. But for now, that's one day of kefir.